Good evening, everybody. I'm Lou Dobbs, and a bombshell revelation today. Hillary Clinton's email scandal is worsening. The FBI now says it has an additional 15,000 emails from Clinton's time as Secretary of State, just about 50% more than she ever admitted. And in those emails, there's damning new evidence the Clintons did favors for wealthy foreign donors. Donald Trump today said the whole Clinton enterprise is a racket.
These are very greedy people. These are people that have skirted the law for a long time. The whole thing is a scam with them. Everything is a scam, like grifters.
Trump's new campaign manager, Kellyanne Conway, will be joining us here tonight. She, in part, caused this controversy over the weekend by suggesting Trump may soften his stance on illegal immigration. I'll be asking her about that, of course, and a lot more. Ed Rollins and Michael Goodwin join us here tonight as well. We'll be taking up these new polls and the latest on the Clinton Foundation, email scandals, and more. Examples of the Clinton Foundation reaching out to then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's State Department for favors involving wealthy donors to the Clinton Foundation. The messages released by Judicial Watch show Clinton aide Huma Abedin providing influential Clinton Foundation donors special expedited access to Clinton. The documents revealing Crown Prince Salman of Bahrain received a meeting with Clinton after pledging $32 million to the Clinton Foundation. Abedin herself now the center of another controversy. A new report says she spent a decade editing a radical Islamist journal named the Journal of Muslim Minority Affairs. The publication opposed women's rights and blamed the United States for September 11th. Her mother still serves as editor-in-chief of the publication. A spokesman for the Clinton campaign telling Fox News, quote, "These tabloid claims are more of the same unfounded vitriol being pushed by Steve Bannon and Trump's other conspiracy theorists peddling cronies. It's not surprising, but it is disappointing." Joining me now, former Reagan White House political director, Great America PAC strategist Ed Rollins, Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist for the New York Post, Fox News contributor Michael Goodwin. Let's start with 15,000 emails. Half again as many as the total number we were told Clintons had in their possession. Michael, your reaction to this?
It really is a bombshell, and what it shows is, of course, more than just the ordinary email trail of things. I mean, I thought particularly the Bahrain Crown Prince needing to give money and go through the foundation to get an appointment with the Secretary of State. That email, I think, is incriminating. The idea that you basically have to buy a meeting with the Secretary of State, not through the government, but through her family foundation, and you have people on both sides of that transaction working for the Clintons. I mean, this is outrageous.
This calls into question, does it not, Ed? Also, the level of scrutiny that the FBI brought to this investigation. There are within these emails and Judicial Watch's documents that they released today, I mean, there is a priori, on its face, conflicts here that say there should be an investigation.
I find it most interesting that these incriminating emails were the ones that were missing, the ones they have been able to find. She's had about 5 chances to bring all the emails forward, and she keeps coming forward to say there are no more, there are no more, there are more.
Yeah, I was sure those would be the yoga.
And as Michael said, the Secretary of State has a scheduling secretary. If you're the prince of whatever exotic country you call up and you say, I want an appointment. Here's what I want to discuss. The bottom line here is the Clintons have always sold access. They sold it when they were in the White House. They sold the Lincoln bedroom. They sold, I mean, you go back to those scandals of the 8 years they were there, and they continued it.
Why is she still a candidate for president of the United States?
That's because we have not done the job that we should do. And what I would say today is every single day, if Donald Trump wants to win this presidency, which I'm sure he does, this is the issue. This is the key, I think, to unraveling the whole game, and they ought to just keep pounding it every single day.
I want to stay with the Clinton involvement here and responsibility and blame, but I also want to bring back the issue of James Comey and his capacity and his character in making the judgment that he did not to investigate, not to call for prosecution. Michael, on its face, that looks ridiculous, preposterous.
Well, and let's recall that this new trove of emails is only turning up now because she had a private server. If she had
because
used
of Judicial Watch.
Yes.
Right. No,
Very,
but I mean, the fact that we didn't know about them before is because she was offline. She was off the government server, so she could hide things from everybody, including the government, including the
which looks to be
investigators.
her principal and only motivation.
That's right. Right.
That's reasonable.
She didn't want the White House to know what she was doing. She didn't want anybody, the spies in the State Department. She didn't want the press. She didn't want freedom of information. She certainly didn't want Congress.
But there's a long history here. Remember, the only reason this is forward is because Judicial Watch, as you said, has gone to court and has subpoenaed these documents. You recall the Whitewater Papers that she was subpoenaed and ordered by a federal court to surrender. 2 years later, she discovers them in a closet in the White House.
On a table.
On the table, whatever. You know, and so my sense, again, this is an issue. This is a smoking gun. Keep pounding it, and you basically will unravel, I think, the crime.
Again, the existence of these 15,000 emails means that she lied about fundamentally the biggest element of it all, which was how many emails there were.
Right, right.
And the content. I mean, on its face, she has lied, she has denied, and she has, I cannot imagine why anyone would believe a word the woman ever would say again.
And this goes to the heart of your point about Comey. He said we could never establish intent. Right. But the lies, the secrecy, the lies, that is intent. That is what you take to the jury, and you say, here's the frame of mind we can gather from what we do know.
You know, I will leave it to others to make the legal decisions, but the cumulative weight of the absolute corruption that is absolutely staring everyone in the face begs for only one answer, and that is, why in the world do you think you deserve to be in the Oval Office?
And don't forget, they signed an agreement when she became Secretary of State of the procedures that would go on between the separation between the two, and they violated every one of those, and it just needs to be highlighted. Equally as important, I demand today, what did the prince want when he came to your meeting after he paid $32 million to the foundation? What was the discussion?
Yoga tips?
Could I just add quickly, Lou? I think the Colin Powell angle is important, too, because he is right. They are trying to pin on him the whole idea of a private server, when, in fact, she was already using a private server before she sought his advice.
For 1 year.
Yes.
Before then.
Yeah.
She has been trying to scapegoat a previous Secretary of State.
And the New York Times put that on the front page, that she said he told her this. Oh, and it took
as if it were exculpatory of her involvement in every way.
Yes.
It is, again, the rancid stench of all of this is overwhelming, whether it be the alignment of the Washington Post, the New York Times, and the Clinton cartel, or whether it be a woman who wants to be president of the United States who has a record that is now becoming one of infamy. It is,
well,
it is.
The man who wants to be president of the United States now has a club in his hand, and he needs to go beat her to death with it.
Ed Rollins, eloquently spoken tonight, as always.
I meant whatever.
We prize here highly we prize direct speaking, plain speaking. We're coming right back with much more of that plain speaking. Stay with us.